transferred. CH11 Managing Project Risks. In this chapter, you will plan for risk management, identify project risks, complete qualitative risk analysis, complete quantitative risk analysis, plan the risk responses, implement risk responses, monitor project risks. Question 1. Mary and Thomas are Jedi Masters in the Galactic Council, and they're debating the philosophy of risk management and how to approach risk responses. Thomas firmly believes that the Jedi Order should never accept a risk, while Mary argues that sometimes acceptance is reasonable. As a revered Jedi strategist, you're consulted to mediate. When is it appropriate for the Jedi Order to accept a project risk? A. It is never appropriate to accept a project risk. B. All risks must be mitigated or transferred. C. It is appropriate to accept a risk if the Jedi have never encountered this threat before. D. It is appropriate if the risk is in harmony with the potential benefits. Answer: D. It is appropriate if the risk is in balance with the reward. Explanation: just as in the Jedi way, sometimes risks can be accepted if the potential benefits or rewards outweigh the potential negative impact. It's about finding the right balance between caution and potential gains. Question 2. Frances is the Jedi Master leading the Light Knight Jedi Project. Which of the following techniques will she utilize to forge the risk management plan? A. Risk tolerance. B. Jedi Council meetings. C. Strategic lightsaber gatherings. D. Force meditation sessions. Answer: B. Jedi Council meetings. Explanation: Jedi Council meetings involve the key stakeholders, including wise Jedi Masters, to discuss and strategize the risk management plan for the Light Knight Jedi Project. A, C, and D are not appropriate methods for creating a risk management plan. Question 3. You are the Jedi Master overseeing the Galactic Harmony Keeper project. To mitigate the risk of production errors exceeding 7%, you've decided to substitute a thicker plastic, even though it's more expensive and slows down production. What does this action represent? A. Risk threshold. B. Production mastery. C. Financial allocation. D. Agile transformation. Answer: A. Risk threshold. Explanation: this action represents setting a threshold for the level of acceptable risk. If production errors cross the 7% threshold, a proactive response is triggered. B, C, and D are not accurate representations of this situation. Question 4. You're a renowned Jedi consultant aiding the Allen T1 Company in establishing a Jedi Project Management Office. You're elaborating on risk tolerance and its influence on risk management policies. What is another term for an organization's risk tolerance? A. The Force's guidance. B. The dark side's allure. C. Risk acceptance. D. The balance of destiny. Answer: A. The utility function. Explanation: the utility function describes an organization's willingness to tolerate risk, akin to how the Force guides Jedi in making decisions. B, C, and D are not synonymous with risk tolerance. Question 5. The patrons of the Jedi Project have proposed expansions to the project scope. The Jedi Project Manager notifies you that additional risk planning needs to be incorporated into the project schedule in this predictive project. Why? A. Risk planning should always align with a modified scope. B. Risk planning is mandatory with any scope alteration. C. Risk planning should only be considered when Jedi Council deems it necessary. D. Risk planning need not occur with every project change. Answer: D. Risk planning need not occur with every project change. Explanation: while risk planning is crucial, it doesn't need to happen with every scope change. Rather, risk planning should be aligned with the project's specific needs and associated risks. Question 6. Jason is the Jedi Master leading his project team in identifying and analyzing potential risks. He's initiating the creation of a risk register, but his team is puzzled about its purpose.
What best describes the risk register? A. A compilation of Jedi teachings from various masters. B. A log of initial risk identification entries. C. A collection of dark side artifacts for analysis. D. A digital archive within the Jedi Temple's mainframe. Answer: B. A log of initial risk identification entries. Explanation: the risk register serves as a compilation of initial risk identification entries, forming a record of potential threats and opportunities. A, C, and D do not accurately define a risk register. Question 7. You're a Jedi project management consultant, aiding the Steinberg organization in categorizing potential project risks. They ask for examples of the categories, such as pure risks. What are examples of pure risks? A. Rogue Jedi attacks. B. Fire, theft, or injury with no chance for gain. C. Risk tolerance to the dark side. D. Sith manipulation. Answer: B. Fire, theft, or injury with no chance for gain. Explanation: pure risks involve threats like fire, theft, or injury that offer no opportunity for gain, akin to real-world risks. A, C, and D are not accurate representations of pure risks. Question 8. Complete this sentence. A project risk is a occurrence that can affect the project for good or bad. A. Known. B. Potential. C. Uncertain. D. Known unknown. Answer. B. Potential. Explanation. A project risk is a potential occurrence that can have both positive and negative effects on the project's outcome. The term potential aligns with the idea of uncertainty and the duality of impact, which characterizes risk. User. Continue. ChatGPT. Question 9. Brad A is the Scrum Master leading his team, and they're working on identifying risks. Some team members are uncertain about when risk identification should occur in the project. When should risk identification take place? A. As early as possible in the initiation process. B. As early as possible in the planning process. C. Throughout the entire Scrum life cycle. D. Throughout the project life cycle. Answer. D. Throughout the project life cycle. Explanation. Risk identification is an ongoing process that should continue throughout the project's life cycle to account for emerging risks. A, B, and C do not accurately address the continuous nature of risk identification. Question 10. You're the Jedi Master overseeing the KLJH project, which spans 2 years and involves 30 stakeholders. How often should risk identification take place? A. Once at the beginning of the project. B. Throughout the execution processes. C. Throughout the project. D. Once per project phase. Answer. C. Throughout the project. Explanation. Risk identification should occur throughout the project to capture emerging risks as the project progresses. A is not sufficient, and B and D do not encompass the entire project's timeline. Question 11. Ruth, a Jedi project management expert, is assisting businesses in establishing project management offices. She wants to enhance risk identification for her current client. Which tool is suitable for risk identification? A. Visualizing the force flow. B. Breaking down the project scope. C. Employing the Sith's perspective. D. Analyzing the energy of the dark side. Answer. B. Breaking down the project scope. Explanation. Breaking down the project scope through decomposition helps reveal potential risks. A, C, and D are unrelated to risk identification in a Jedi project management context. Question 12. You're the Jedi Master overseeing a hybrid project to develop a new and improved HoloNet site for your organization, which serves millions. You plan to anonymously poll experts for foreseeable risks in the site's design. What technique does this exemplify? A. Risk identification. B. A hidden trigger. C. An anonymous signal. D. The Jedi Council's wisdom. Answer. A. Explanation. Collecting insights anonymously from experts about potential risks is an example of risk identification. B, C, and D do not accurately describe the action. Question 13. Alice, a Jedi project manager, is collaborating with the project team to identify and rank risks by impact and probability. Which risk analysis technique yields a risk ranking? A. Quantifiable analysis. B. Qualitative analysis. D. SWOT analysis. Answer. B. Qualitative analysis. Explanation. Qualitative analysis provides a risk ranking based on attributes like impact and probability. A table presenting risks, their probabilities, impacts, and overall risk scores is referred to as A risk table. B. Probability impact matrix. C. Quantitative matrix. D. Qualitative matrix. Answer. B. Probability impact matrix. Explanation. A probability impact matrix contains information on risks, their likelihood, impacts, and overall risk scores. A, C, and D do not accurately name this specific table. Question 15. You're presented with a table displaying risk events and their associated values. What is the expected monetary value for risk event 3? A. $135. B. $300. C. $45. D. $135. Answer. D. $135. Explanation. The EMF for risk event 3 is calculated by multiplying the probability by the impact cost and then negating it to represent the potential loss. A, B, and C do not accurately represent the calculated value. Question 16. Based on a table of values, what is the amount required for the contingency fund? I. Unknown with this information. B. 200. The water sanitation project manager deems the risks associated with handling chemicals too high and outsources the task to an experienced contractor. What risk response strategy is this? A. Jedi intervention. B. Risk acceptance. C. Risk mitigation. D. Transference of force. Answer. D. Transference of force. Explanation. Transference involves shifting risk responsibility to another party, akin to outsourcing. A, B, and C are not accurate descriptions of this strategy. Feel free to ask if you have any more questions or need further explanations about these Star Wars-themed answers. User. Continue. ChatGPT. Question 18. A project manager and the team closely monitor a pressure gauge on equipment. If the pressure rises above 80%, they have a set of steps to follow. What does the 80% mark represent? A. A Sith Lord's upper control limit. B. The threshold of the Force. C. Mitigation techniques. D. A workaround strategy. Answer. B. The threshold of the Force. Explanation: the 80% mark is a predefined threshold at which specific actions are taken, similar to a force-related concept. A, C, and D do not accurately reflect the concept described. Question 19. Given Marty's 60% certainty that he can secure a facility for $45,000, what would risk event 6 be based on this information? I. Probability, 0.60, cost, $45,000, EMF, $27,000. B. Probability, 0.60, cost, $52,000, EMF, $31,200. C. Probability, 0.60, cost, $7,000, EMF, $4,200. D. Probability, 0.60, cost, $7,000, EMF, $4,200. Answer: C. Probability, 0.60, cost, $7,000, EMF, $4,200. Explanation: based on Marty's 60% certainty, the calculated EMF is obtained by multiplying the probability with the cost. A, B, and D do not correctly calculate the EMF value. Question 20. As a JEDI project manager, you're working on risk identification, ranking, and creating a risk contingency reserve. Which tool is suited for exploring various risk scenarios based on probabilities and impacts? A. A lightsaber. B. The Monte Carlo technique. C. Yoda's guidance. D. A holographic map. Answer: B. The Monte Carlo technique. Explanation: the Monte Carlo technique simulates different scenarios based on probabilities and impacts, aiding risk analysis. A, C, and D do not align with this analysis technique. Feel free to ask if you have any more questions or if there's anything else I can assist you with.